So apparently Cyborg and Batman were due to show up in the finale of Peacemaker. Now there's going to be spoilers for Peacemaker's final episode here today, but apparently we were supposed to get a finale starting Cyborg and Batman, or not starring Cyborg and Batman, but having them appear. Here we have the article saying Peacemaker finale originally had Batman and Cyborg included. For those who don't know and want spoilers, basically Aquaman, Flash, Superman, and Wonder Woman show up in the finale of Peacemaker just to make a quick cameo. We don't see any of their faces besides Momoa and Ezra Miller, mainly because Gal obviously is pregnant. She can't do the role right now. And Henry, obviously, we don't know the whole situation with them. But let's read this article from comicbook.com. And it says, Peacemaker finale originally had both Batman and Cyborg a part of the Justice League Easter egg. Fans of the show were massively surprised when most of the team turned up at the end of the last episode. However, a lot of the DCU fans had some thoughts when Batman and Cyborg were not a part of the ensemble. However, new posts online seem to indicate that there were plans to have them be there for the big save. A reveal like this only invites more questions, as the path forward for Ben Affleck and Ray Fisher's versions of these characters absolutely seems murky at this point. The Batman actor seems done with the role at this point. Fisher's ongoing situation with Warner Brothers would indicate that Cyborg wouldn't be gracing screens in live action at the moment, but DC Comics fans are running wild on social media right now. Actor Matt Turner, now this is important by the way, actor Matt Turner explained his situation after the epic #Peacemaker finale. I can finally post this. Sadly, I and Cyborg, let's remember this, I and Cyborg were cut from the final edit. Why? Only James Gunn and Warner Brothers Entertainment know. While it's disappointing to be scrubbed out, this was still a blast and a dream come true to wear the suit. Big thanks to everyone involved. Earlier this week, director James Gunn talked to Variety about the choice to have just Wonder Woman, The Flash, Superman, and Aquaman present. I don't know what I can. There are reasons for it, but I'm actually uncertain whether I can say what those reasons are. The filmmaker admitted it might have to do with future stuff. And here's the set image of the guy who was supposed to play Batman. Now, to prove these are real, there was also an image of the girl who played Wonder Woman in the hotel room, whatever this is. It looks familiar. He even says, here's just, it's exactly what I just read off. You can read it, you can stop, you can pause the video, read it, whatever you want to do. And he said he went as far as to say, I really thought it was just going to be Jason. Ezra was more like the extra thing because I found that he was interested in doing it. Oh yeah, I found that out. Momoa and Ezra were like last minute things, they were last minute additions, which it was a nice addition. And then it says here, here's how HBO Max describes Peacemaker. Wait a minute. I don't think that really, okay, that part is irrelevant. And then we also got behind the scenes of the Superman body double actor, and the rooms look very familiar. So I would say these are insanely reliable. Look right here. It's the same room. It's the same, or at least a room that looks familiar. So for the most part, obviously I do believe this is true. I don't see any indications saying it's not, but whatever it is. But this brings up a good question. Why weren't Cyborg and Batman not in the finale? Like, why were they both just cut out just like that? Well, here's the answer. Ben Affleck doesn't want to return as Batman. Yes, we are going to get him in the Flash film, but he has stated that is his final film. Do I think that? I think so, yeah. He doesn't want to do big IPs anymore. A lot of people, let me talk to the Snyder fandom right now. Ben Affleck is not stepping down because of Joss Whedon or Warner Brothers. He stepped down because of personal stuff. He had a divorce. Divorces are insanely difficult. He's trying to get his life back together. And clearly, after the last duel, it clearly seems like he doesn't want to do big IP movies, because there's a difference between studio big budget movies and regular smaller budgeted movies. There's such an insane difference, especially on set. And this whole situation. Now, a lot of people were wondering, why didn't they show Ben Affleck's Batman? To me, really, James Gunn was probably told, hey, can we not really show them the Cyborg stuff? Now, you guys know on the channel, I try to avoid the Ray Fisher situation as much as I can. The reason why is because I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I've made it very clear that when I talk about something on this channel, I want to have a good basis. I want to have good information. And the whole Ray Fisher thing, as much as I want to believe him and as much as I'm willing to support him, at the end of the day, I'm not there. I wasn't there behind the scenes. That's why I avoided it. But clearly, the reason why Cyborg wasn't there is I'm pretty sure if Cyborg showed up and they either CGI'd Ray Fisher's face or they hit his face kind of like Wonder Woman and Superman, there would have been a lot more controversy. There would have been a lot more fans saying, oh, how dare they try to replace Cyborg this quickly? How dare they try to replace Ray Fisher? And look, I get it. I get the support for Ray Fisher. I believe Ray Fisher. I do believe Ray Fisher. The only thing is I don't talk about it because I wasn't there. And again, I'm not going to talk about something that I don't know the full details to or know at least a good basis of. Because honestly, at the end of the day, that I can't talk about that because I don't know what went on. But considering I'm not a fan of Joss Whedon anymore, considering the things that have come out behind the scenes and considering how he responded to all of it, I do believe Ray Fisher for the most part. But again, I can't say that, nor will I. Or, well, I did really, but I'm not going to. But this article does explain that clearly, Batman and Cyborg were cut out. A lot of people got mad at this. Now, first of all, let me tell you, the fact that we even got this cameo to begin with, the fact that they even got Ezra Miller and Jason Momoa just to do a small little cameo in an HBO Max series, that's impressive. Hats off to them. Whoever thought about it, James Gunn probably thought about it. Whoever came up with it, whatever happened behind the scenes, awesome idea. I love the idea. The execution was great. Seeing the league back together again. But for some reason, so many spoiled people who are very entitled seem to really want them together. And look, my ideal would have been seeing Ben Affleck's Batman because he is my favorite Batman, Ray Fisher's Cyborg, who's one of the characters I love most ever, just because I relate to his story arc in Zack Snyder's Justice League a little bit. And again, you guys know Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favorite movie of all time. Considering that, I get why James Gunn and Warner Bros. Ultimately decided to cut them out, because it would have caused a lot more controversy, a lot more confusion. Because if they show Ben Affleck's Batman, now, reminder, they know when these shows are coming out ahead of time. The Batman comes out in a couple weeks. They don't want to confuse the general because it's not just us hardcore fans who look for theories, everything. It's also the average moviegoer or the average person who just pops on a show and thinks, oh, that looks pretty good. If they were to show Ben Affleck's Batman and then you have a Batman movie coming out next month, or actually in less than a month, it would have been confusing. But the main reason is because it does seem like they are planning on replacing Ben Affleck's Batman by bringing back Michael Keaton for the Flash film. I like Michael Keaton, but Ben Affleck is my personal favorite Batman. But I get the decision. Look, I see a lot of people already saying, oh my god, Walter Hamada is ruining DC and this. And I feel like the thing is we gotta wait till the movie actually comes out. Look, if you don't want to go watch it, let's say you watch a trailer and you're like, that doesn't look for me. Don't go watch it. Don't go pay for something you're not interested in. I do that. Like, for example, Scream 5. I wasn't interested in Scream 5 because the last couple of Scream movies disappointed me. But, you can't just call something... You can't just say something about a movie right before we even have a teaser. I mean, we got a little teaser, but that was such a short teaser that it really showed us nothing. And I think people need to start holding back. Like, just wait till it comes out. And hey, look, if the movie's bad, if the movie's horrible, give it the criticism it deserves. And even if I hate the Flash movie, I'm going to tell you I hate it. Like Wonder Woman 84. Wonder Woman 84, I didn't like the movie. And so I came out here on camera and said, hey, you know what? Wonder Woman 84 wasn't a very good movie. I didn't really like it. I think most people didn't like it in general. But still, just be patient. Wait till the movie comes out. And then we can talk about it, we can criticize it the way us fans have to. And I think we got to hold back on that Flash film. But this Peacemaker finale, I think the problem right now that's happening is too many people, they're putting their goggles into what's happening outside of what the show actually gave us. And instead, they want to focus on the bad of it. They're showing, oh my God, look, they didn't bring back Ray Fisher. They didn't bring back Batman. They didn't bring back Henry Cavill. How dare they? I will say, I'm glad that everyone understands why Gal couldn't come in because she is pregnant. And obviously it would be much harder just to get her in for a quick cameo. Pretty sure if she wasn't pregnant, she would have done it. I guarantee you. But it was just a quick joke. And especially because it's a cameo no one expected. Like, I saw so many people saying the bare minimum was to get Henry Cavill. How was that the bare minimum? They were able to get Momoa and Ezra. And I get if you didn't like the show. If you didn't like the show, and if you didn't like the cameo and you found it pointless, which I don't think it's pointless, but if you found it pointless and you didn't like the show, cool, fine. But to say that the bare minimum is bringing Henry Cavill, dude, they got Ezra and Momoa. What? And I even saw someone say that the CW does better DCEU cameos than Peacemaker because they brought in Ezra Miller's Flash to quickly show up and meet Grant Gustin's Flash. And I'm like, wait, hold up. The Peacemaker brought in Ezra Miller's Flash too. What do you mean? And then not only that, but they brought in Momoa's Aquaman. But the article, I do believe ultimately the reason for Batman's not being there is because obviously they're like, hey, you know what? We're bringing in Michael Keaton. We don't want to confuse people, which is weird because at the same time, we do know that Ben Affleck will show up in the Flash film. I don't know for how long. We do know he's going to have an action sequence, which I found interesting. I'm not going to lie. When I first saw the article that Variety released, I genuinely believe what was going to happen was he was just going to show up at the beginning, talk to Barry, maybe have a deep emotional conversation about what it's like to lose a parent, and then leave. But seeing that his Batman cowl, seeing the action, seeing all that surprises me. I never thought we'd see Ben Affleck back after Justice League. We saw him in the nightmare scene for Zack Snyder's Justice League. He did return for that scene. Then obviously we saw the deleted scenes in Zack Snyder's Justice League, including Ben Affleck's Batman, and now we're getting him in Flash. But the Cyborg thing, and I get it. I actually encourage people to support Ray Fisher because I do think for the most part Ray Fisher's right. But my own personal reason is because, again, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. And I'm going to wait until something real comes out. I'm going to wait until... And I've had some people mad at me saying... So very few people have called me on this, but I remember someone called me racist for not supporting Ray Fisher. I'm not racist. It's just that I cannot talk about something I don't fully understand. And I feel like that in life, if you don't understand something, I think it's best if you don't speak about it. Like, for example, on this channel, I never bring up politics because this isn't a political channel. And with Ray Fisher, it's more that I just don't have the information because, again, I wasn't there. But at the end of the day, I do want to support Ray. I think Ray is correct. I believe he is. But, again, I'm going to avoid making titles, thumbnails. Although I did make like 2 videos. But that was it. And even in those videos, I clarified I didn't know the full details. Because I don't want to be the guy who sends misinformation. But I do think at the end of the day, they deleted Cyborg because I think it would have caused a lot. Because if we saw Ray Fisher, and again, I said this earlier, but if we saw Ray Fisher's CGI'd or maybe just shadowed Cyborg, I think that would have caused a lot more controversy because people would be like, oh, how dare they not bring in Ray Fisher and all that. And look, I want to see Ray Fisher back as Cyborg. Hopefully he comes in. I know. Well, to be fair, the only way Ray Fisher would come back is if 2 things happen. Number 1, Walter Hamada leaves and we have Discovery change the regime for DC, or if Walter Hamada has like a full apology. Again, I wasn't there. I don't know the behind the scenes, but it is interesting seeing that they did plan on having Batman and Cyborg show up. That is interesting. And not only that, but they were all wearing their Snyder cut suits. Although except Superman, who was wearing his black suit, but that was still the Man of Steel suit. Which is interesting. Like even Flash, we know he's gonna have a new suit in the Flash film, but even he was wearing the same suit. I don't know. That's weird. It's a cool thing. I do think at the end of the day, it's just a little cameo. It's a 10-second clip. I see people doing hour-long streams complaining about it. Like, come on, man. Come on. Even if you don't like it, just make a quick video saying, hey, I didn't like this cameo because I wish we saw this and that. But at the end of the day, I think people need to step back and understand we never even expected this cameo. Even the Suicide Squad, a movie that brings up the fact that Superman's in the ICU, even that movie doesn't show the Justice League. Birds of Prey didn't show it. Shazam, they showed part of Superman. All these other DC movies that have come out, they've not shown any cameos. I guess Aquaman did reference Steppenwolf being defeated, but this one showed the actual Justice League, and it showed that was clearly Henry Cavill Superman. It wasn't Henry Cavill, but it's still Henry Cavill. Which I feel like, why do people, like, I hate when someone says, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna repeat this. People say that bringing in Henry Cavill would have been the bare minimum. That's not the bare minimum. You do realize that contracts go on. This takes forever, and not only that, but Henry Cavill has been busy with Witcher and all that stuff. Do you really think Henry Cavill would have showed up? And not only that, but it's, the situation behind the scenes. I don't think it's a bare minimum, especially when they were able to bring in Momoa and Ezra for just a seemingly 2-second clip. It was just 2 seconds of him saying, "Oh God, I hate this rumor. It's not a rumor. F you, Barry." It's like, it's just a quick scene. Like, and again, it's like, I won't deny you. I don't think this is like the greatest cameo. This wasn't like Luke Skywalker level. In fact, I had more of a pop with Quicksilver showing up in WandaVision. The what's his name? Why am I forgetting the guy from Jackass? I can't remember his name. But even that cameo gave me more of a pop. But to be fair, that's because that was part of the story, while Justice League was a quick, funny little cameo. And it's like, and I see some people even saying it disrespected Peacemaker. Not Peacemaker, Justice League. They said that was disrespecting Zack Snyder's work. How is it disrespecting Zack Snyder's work? It's literally just 10 seconds of them showing up in a crisis. And if also some people say that there's no logical reason why Batman and Cyborg didn't show up, like plot-wise. And I'm like, no, there's been stories where certain Justice League members don't show up. For example, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Green Lantern doesn't show up. Obviously, he was supposed to, Jon Stewart's version, but that was cut out. But again, like, Batman's busy in Gotham probably. Cyborg's probably busy in Gotham. It's like, even story-wise, there's been stories where not all the Justice League, like all the 7 Justice League members, show up in a final battle or something. Because, obviously this seems smaller scale, so they were probably like, hey, you know what, let's just have these Justice League members show up quickly. The only little detail I found weird about that cameo is there's a dying woman, Amelia Harcourt, our character. She's dying, and Superman is just floating there like, oh, okay. And Peacemaker just sends her to the hospital. I'm like, wait, wouldn't it make sense if they had Superman carry her and then take her to... That's the only little complaint I had. But overall, I love that cameo. And I don't... Oh, fuck. I didn't even mean to hit that. But I'm not saying you should like the cameo. What I'm saying is, just understand, it's a fun little cameo. It is what it is. Like, a lot of people have been complaining about how the DCU feels so disconnected because of the very little references. Aquaman 2018 to right now, we've had very few references to the overall universe. All the movies feel so self-contained. And it's like, you finally have this cameo that doesn't feel self-contained and clearly is trying to imply that this is the Zack Snyder universe. And people still complained, which I find really, really odd. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I do want to thank all the members who are supporting the channel, who are my associate producers, Pedro Bonilla, BK Dan, Rhea, Jedi Sith Master, and Cobra Kai Never Dies. I forgot to add it, but my friend Lit Alex is also a part of the membership program. So thank you, Jim. And if you want to join, you can become a member right now for only 99 cents a month. And join now and support the multiverse we are building here on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Also, follow me on my social media platforms at Isaac the Film Geek, both on Twitter and Instagram. We also have a Spotify podcast, which is just the live shows in audio format. Link is all in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys have a great day, and hope you guys know your way around the multiverse. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.